Hello everyone, myself MS Bhagavadimal, Assistant Professor from AIDS Department, Subject Code CRA332, Drone Technologies, Unit-5. Topic name is Specific Aviation Regulation and Standardization. Specific regulation standards for drones vary by country, but they generally address key areas like registration, pilot certification, flight restrictions, and privacy. Registration requirements. Registration of drones. In many countries, all drones above a certain weight, for example 250 grams in the US and EU, must be registered with the relevant aviation authority. Registration often requires an owner ID and tracking number on the drone. Identification. Increasingly, authorities are requiring drones to broadcast identification information during flight. In the US, the fast remote ID mandate requires drone to emit their ID, location and control stations details. Similar systems are being adopted in Europe and Asia. Pilot certification and training. Basic and advanced certification. Many countries categorize drone pilot by experience and operations purpose. The FAST Part 107 certificate, for example, is required for commercial drone operators in the US. Theoretical and practical training. Regulations often require pilot to complete training programs covering airspace knowledge, safety procedures, and operational skills. Operational restrictions and safety standards. Maximum altitude. Drones are generally restricted to maximum flight altitude, typically 400 feet, 120 meters above ground level to prevent interference with manned aircraft. No fly zones and geofencing. Many countries enforce no fly zone around airport, military bases, densely populated areas, and sensitive locations. Visual line of sight. Most aviation authorities require drone pilots to keep their drones within the visual line of sight. Beyond visual line of sight, flights require special permit and advanced safety measures. Flight permissions and risk categories. Risk based classifications. The EU's EASA categories drone operations into three risk levels: open, specific, and certified. Lower risk flights fall under the open category, while riskier or more specialized operations require specific or certified permissions. Special operating permissions. Drones used in populated or sensitive areas, night flying, or close to other aircraft may require additional permits or detailed risk assessment. Airspace integration and remote ID. Unmanned traffic management. Several countries are developing UTM systems to coordinate drones with existing air traffic, including automated approval process for flight plan. This helps with the real-time monitoring and safe airspace integration. Remote ID for public safety. Remote ID systems are becoming a global standard, enabling law enforcement and aviation authorities to identify and track drones in real time to improve safety and accountability. Privacy and data protection standards. Data collection rules. Many regulations include strict rules about the collection, storage, and sharing of data obtained through drones, especially concerning video and photography in public spaces. Public disclosure. In some areas, drones used for surveillance, public monitoring, or journalism may need to disclose their presence or have specific markings to indicate their purpose. Environmental and wildlife protection. Wildlife and sensitive areas. Several regulations prohibit drone flight in areas with protected wildlife, such as national park or bat sanctuaries, to avoid disturbing animals or ecosystems. Noise limitations. In urban or sensitive environments, drones must be often meet specific noise threshold to reduce noise pollution. Global standardization effort. ISO standards for drones. The International Organization for Standardization has developed standards such as ISO 21384 for unmanned aerial vehicles, covering manufacturing, quality, safety, and operational practices. ICAO guidelines. The International Civil Aviation Organization has issued guidance for national aviation authorities on integrating drones into their airspace and setting minimum safety standards. Thank you.